back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome to TBR Lowdown.
Mm-hmm. It's not even TBR Lowdown After Dark. Look at
It's
her.
not even. It's not. Oh, I love it. Oh,
He's so cute.
he's so sweet.
She's a sweetie.
Hey, folks.
Hello.
Happy summer. Happy August.
Long time no new episode.
Yeah.
But we're here. We
We're
didn't
back.
forget you.
We're back from summer break.
It wasn't really a break, but yeah.
That is absolutely correct. It was not a break from life, a break from recording, but not a break from life. So it's just, it's been a busy few months. Yeah. Yeah.
So we're just here to like chit chat.
Yeah.
Say hello.
Get back in the groove of things and, all that good stuff. Yeah. Shocker, Anyway,
show off my super cute headphones.
They are so cute. Yeah, our setups are changing a little bit, That's what happens when you podcast and try to get your crap together, All of us don't jump out there and spend 10 grand on a setup. So let's have to take a little time.
I look at the Shure mics and I'm like, do I? And I'm like, no, girl, you have a perfectly fine mic that works. Stop it.
I love my mic. It's for those of who are wondering, it's a Samsung Q2U. I love it.
My mic does a very nice job for what it is.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
But that's a newer mic. You got that mic recently, right? With your points or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, we're here to catch up because
running into the desk.
It's been a while. Because you know what they say, you got to get your sea legs back. I got to get my podcasting legs back.
Yeah, it's been a while. A lot of things have changed, and we need a new groove.
Yeah, is my thing tilted? It is a little bit. Yeah. So, what's been up with you?
Oh, nothing. I'm just a creature of the night now. I have nothing else to do. So it's been, for anybody who is new here or doesn't know, I changed jobs in April, and with that came a shift change. First, they changed me. I used to work evenings. I worked 11 to 11. It's great. Love that shift. I love a mid shift. It's good. It's a good time. And most places don't have staggered shifts like that. That's specific departments. So I had to go to a regular nurse shift of 7 to 7, and they made me get used to getting up early in the morning.
Yuck.
It was horrendous.
Yuck.
It was disgusting. Getting up at like 5 o'clock in the morning. Who does that? No, thank you. So I got all used to that, and then 2 weeks ago they changed me to my actual shift, which is the night shift. I'm working on the night shift, baby. And
it's in my head now, the night shift.
The first week was pretty rough, but it's getting easier. But it's a lonely shift. It's just me at night puttering around the house, listening to books, or mostly I listen to them because if I start reading them with my eyeballs alone, I will fall asleep.
Yeah.
And the most important thing is that I don't fall asleep until morning so that I can sleep until my shift.
Jeez, yeah.
So, yeah, there's a lot of books that are getting read. I thought this was going to, like, if I look at my numbers, they like slowly start like decreasing as I was on orientation. And now that I'm on my like own, I think they're going to spike.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing else for me to do overnight.
Right. Exactly.
I'm saving up for a treadmill so that I can walk somewhere in my garage. And, yeah, that's me. I rearranged the furniture.
Because that's what one does. That's what one does, Yeah.
I lost my dog Hemi. So he is over the rainbow with his brother Turbo. It was very sad. Not like wholly unexpected, but not expected at the time it occurred.
Right.
Yeah, so Highs and lows.
Yeah.
A tree fell in my car.
Well, if you go through
It's
life
been
without having a tree fall on your car, are you really living?
Truthfully, a lot of things happened. During this orientation period, I got
Mm-hmm.
attacked by multiple hornets. Um,
Yeah.
had a very bad delayed reaction. Got treated for cellulitis at my local hospital, which I did not have, and they gave me an antibiotic to which I am very allergic to. And then a couple weeks later, a tree fell on my car, and then a couple weeks after that, my dog died. So it's an eventful,
It's
it's an
like
eventful summer.
it's like someone wrote a dramedy. It's some of this is just wildly funny, and some of this is just like incredibly sad. It's a dramedy.
At some point, you just
Is
have to
somebody recording your life for TV views? Is that what's happening?
I think that I need to like smudge everything or
Right.
something. I need to like call a shaman. Like someone
Something.
needs
Someone
to
come in here and cleanse this place.
something is happening. Oh, and did
Yeah.
I tell you that there's allegedly E. coli in my water and I have to get it?
Ma'am, no, you
So
did not
after
tell me
after the
that.
big storm where the tree fell in my car, the water was like shooting out of my well. There's like a pipe that's in your front yard where your well stuff all is. We were like, well, that's not good. So we had them come in because your well can get contaminated from like all of this extra water and stuff. And the guy can't remember if he tested the water before or after he shocked it. So they're supposed to come out tomorrow and look at some more things, but they've retested the water and we haven't reshocked it because they need to like make sure like like my leaching fields, which I don't think are the problem. I think it's other things coming in because they're really far away. But
Yeah.
like there's, it's never ending around here. And then if it really still is contaminated, I have to like get a reverse osmosis thing, which is thousands of dollars, and like a
Holy
bleach,
crap.
like the bleach light, the blue light bleach light thing.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, carbon filters. I'm basically gonna have the water room from dialysis with my old job in my basement by the end of the year.
This is nuts.
Yeah.
This is absolutely nuts.
But all my kitchen appliances have been replaced now, so all my major appliances are brand new. So that's the plus, and my basement doesn't
Yeah.
flood as much. So we
Well,
have some wins.
that's major. That's major.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we do have some wins.
Yeah.
A lot of losses.
Jeez. I don't.
I'd say I
Wow.
still have my health, but they really tried. They really tried.
That, yes, they did. I mean, the bees tried to take you out of here.
Oh, the bees were on a mission to kill
Yeah,
me,
they
man.
tried to take you out of here. Yeah. Wow. Listen, I am just gonna just say that I am just rooting for nothing but good things for you
Through
going
the end of the year.
forward. Okay? Like, please, bad juju, go somewhere else. I don't know, dig a ditch and go to sleep. We're
I
done
think
with it.
there's like 2 full moons in August or something like that, and Mercury goes into retrograde. So I don't think that this month is gonna get better.
Oh, that's when things go wonky, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not gonna claim that. I'm gonna ignore it. I'm just gonna ignore it. That's what I'm gonna do.
So
Yep.
I
I'm
spend a
ignoring
lot
it.
of time. I'm spending a lot of time on witch talk. I'm not gonna lie. If there are any witches
Ooh,
out there, please, I will apprentice to you. I need all the help I can get because
she
Jesus
needs
ain't
some
safe.
help.
Jesus ain't fixing this.
She needs some help. Help her out, please. Oh my gosh. Wow. I mean, yes, it's very eventful.
What have you been
I
up to?
well, I mean, I just had a move that felt like it was never going to end,
You
you
did move for a
know.
really long time.
Yeah, I mean, because I did start packing very early, right? I started packing
Mhm.
like 3 months before we were supposed to move, but then also just getting that other house prepped to move. Like, we had a very long move out list because our landlord was just like really crazy. And
Mm.
also she basically puts all the onus and expenses on her tenants to like get her place prepped for the new round of tenants. That's just how she rolls.
Wow. Why? I
So
hate
Larry
people.
and I were just like,
Like, you're not making enough money off of this, people.
seriously.
Send
So
them
Larry
down
and
in
I
a
were just
tin can.
exhausted because it was just so much to do. So yeah, so I'm all moved, and I had a really special book project. Like really special. I shall explain. So the folks that can see me on the video behind me, my lovely brother built these shelves for me because he said that bookcases would just be too much in this room, and he was
Hot.
right.
Hot brother.
Oh my brother's very handsome. Blah, blah, blah.
He's a
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
handsome
yeah.
man, and he's talented.
He is, and he's super handy, super handy.
Mm.
So he built these shelves for me, and he was right. Bookcases would have just been it just would have been too much in this room because it's a smaller space. So all of my books cannot fit on in this room, right? So I had to be
Mm.
very, very choosy, super, super picky, and I had to really figure out, and I had to like think ahead, right? Like, okay, what books is TBR Lowdown reading? What books do I want to read for this year? What books have I read, but I still want to recommend at some point
Mhm.
this year? What have been the books that I read this year that I'm going to be talking about for my end of year? So just a lot of thinking and strategizing on what gets to go on these shelves and what doesn't, right? So I did that. So then I had to go through all of my boxes of books because when I first took books out, whatever was left, I just closed up the box and put it in the attic. But then I said, well, hang on, wait a tick. What if I want to read a book that's in the attic? I'm not going to go through every single freaking box to find said book. So then the
Mhm.
project began. So then I took all the boxes out of the attic and I went through every single box, book by book, and made a spreadsheet because Naomi likes spreadsheets.
So my
So
question is, how many do you have?
well, hang on. So I have 2 full boxes of books that I'll be unhauling, right? Because going
Uh-huh.
through that process, there were more books where I was like, I'm never going to read that. I'm
I can
over
see
that.
one behind me right now that I need to unhaul.
Yeah, so when we do our unhauling spree thing, I've got 2 whole boxes. So, let me put up my spreadsheet here. So uh I've got 25 boxes in the attic with a total of 563 books in them.
Hmm.
I don't know how many are on these shelves behind me because I did not count those because there was no need to. But that's how many are in the boxes in the attic. Yeah. So at least now, if there is a book that I want to read that isn't on these shelves, I could just go to my handy dandy spreadsheet, okay, and I can find said book because I have it broken down by the book title and the author and the
Mhm.
number of the book box that it's in. So yeah, that's how I roll, guys. That's how I roll.
Very smart.
Right. I
So
mean,
smart.
listen, who wants to go through 25 boxes to find a book?
Nobody.
No one, no one. So that was my very special book
I love
project.
it. You know I
Yeah,
love it.
yeah, yeah,
Here for it.
yeah. So it's been a good time. It's been a good time. And now, just kind of as we were talking about earlier, just trying to finalize my podcasting setup. So we're getting
Yeah.
closer. We're getting
Yeah.
closer. Yeah.
Well, we have to make our date to go now that like I'm making my own schedule again and
Mm-hmm.
I can like have some control over it. Probably won't be till like November or something, but
Yeah.
we'll figure it out. And yeah, because I have, as I was saying to Naomi before, I have unhauled a lot of books, but
Mm-hmm.
they are all still here because I haven't been able to see
Mm-hmm.
Naomi. So it's chaos. Like if I turn this camera like that way
Yeah.
over my shoulder, it's chaos. It's so bad.
Yeah.
Like I'm overwhelmed. And
Yeah.
I've sort of cut down on asking for books from publishers because I just have too many. There's too many in this space
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
right now. And I just need to like I need to see you and I need to
Yeah.
like and I need
Yeah.
to do another pass through on the shelves, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Um
Mm-hmm.
but I have gotten much better at being like, I let even when I read something being like, do I really need to keep this?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely. I really have no trouble getting rid of books.
Mm-mm.
If I read it and it's like it was meh, I'm not keeping it. That's just off the break. I'm not going to keep it. I only really want to keep the books that obviously the ones that are unread, duh, but then the
Mhm.
ones that I like read and really, really enjoyed.
Yeah.
Other than
Oh,
that, you can go bye-bye.
you know what we never did?
What?
What are you currently reading? Or what have you recently finished?
So let's get into it. The Rachel incident.
Naomi.
Is that one of yours? By Carolyn O'Donoghue.
Clearly it's TBR Lowdown.
It certainly is. I really like this, right?
I liked it too. I thought it was like
It
very plotty and enjoyable,
it
and
really was. It really
it
was.
hits on some hard-hitting topics,
Yeah.
um, without being like too heavy.
It didn't hit you over the head with it. It did
Mm-mm.
not hit you over the head with it, and I appreciated that. Rachel and James's friendship was interesting, loving for sure,
Mhm.
but also what's the word I'm looking for? Codependent
Mhm.
a little bit, and got weird sometimes, and
Yeah.
he was definitely her person, so much so that he was put over everyone else. But I think that had a lot to do with her just needed to like grow up and
Yeah.
mature, and be more confident in herself, and in the other relationships that she chooses to be in. um but yeah, things got really juicy there with that professor, and
Yeah.
I mean, that I was like, oh, that's the incident. Got it. I wasn't
Yes.
expecting that. And I was
And
trying
then
to think, how would I have handled that situation? I don't know.
I don't know how I would have handled that situation. I
Yeah.
don't know if I would have been smart enough to have done what she did.
Right, exactly. Exactly. I'm not really sure, but
I probably would have run scared.
yeah. Yeah.
I
Also,
don't
I was
think
so on the fence about the boyfriend slash husband James. Because he
I
did really seem like a flake, but at the same time, like I felt his struggle with like trying to get it and keep it together and like man up. I was so conflicted about him for so long in
I
that book.
feel like they both needed to grow up, and I think
Mm-hmm.
husband James got like there was like an inciting incident for him to have to grow up, and
Right.
he I think there were two really. I think after the first time they sort of broke up and he
Mm-hmm.
gets back with Rachel, he like really
Yeah.
wants to do it, but he isn't like fully formed as a grown up yet. And then
Right.
and it seems
The
like in the end
family
like
incident.
he just kind of is like that. Like he is kind of flighty in general, and
Right.
it's not
It's not coming from
commentary
a place of
on
harm.
and it's not commentary on like the relationship or her or his
Right.
interest. It is just like
This is
him,
just who he is.
and
Yeah.
they both kind of needed to grow up to figure out who each other were.
Mm-hmm.
Um but I think the stuff with his family, I think sometimes when you force, particularly a man, to have to assume responsibility for something outside of themselves, um, they can change.
So so here's my thing. I felt like, because he didn't have to do anything, right? He didn't have to do
Hmm.
anything. He could have just ran off and just done whatever he wanted to do. Uh, but he took that call to action, right?
Yeah, but I think some people like just because you don't have to, but there was this push,
Yeah,
whether it was somebody being like, you have
yeah,
to do this or
that's
not. There
true.
was like this push to be
Yeah,
like, well, shit, I can't leave my family like this. I have to go home. I have
right.
responsibility. And he does that, and I think that there's a
Yeah,
lot of growing
yep.
up that happens through that. Just like Rachel leaving and allowing other James to have his own
Mm-hmm.
life and then developing her own
Mm-hmm.
life and figuring out who she is on her own does help her grow
Exactly.
up. So I mean, I think
Yeah.
sometimes you have the right person at the wrong time, and not often do you get to re-meet that person at the right time.
Right. And that was really beautiful too, right? I thought it was really
Yeah.
beautiful
Yeah.
that was a true second chance.
Yeah.
And it was sweet. And I think that what they learned along the way, they brought to their relationship and made it stronger. And I enjoyed that. And also, I love the ending. Like, I was just thinking of what that conversation was going to be like with the friend James and the
Yeah,
wife,
and
like,
I
what is
like that you don't ever get that,
I
but I
know, I
like
love
that, like, it's
wondering.
there and, like,
Yeah,
how was there anger? Was there understanding?
right,
Was there acceptance? Like, I
right.
don't
I have all these different scenarios in my head. I have her going over there in a rage and just having it out with him. Then I have another scenario where they just go and grab a tea and they just have a
Mhm.
conversation. It's just pure and honest and full of empathy and forgiveness. I just have all these different scenarios of how that conversation played out.
Yeah,
So you know
yeah,
how
I
we talked
really,
about some time
really
ago
enjoy
how
this.
unended endings don't always bother me.
Yeah,
You
no, it
know?
depends on how it's I don't mind being left hanging or unsettled if
Yeah.
it makes sense and if
Yeah.
it's better sometimes it's better to allow me to imagine than it would maybe
Yes.
be if you actually wrote it out.
Yep. And I
Because if
think
you
that was a better move for
yeah.
this story. Oh, I'm
I
glad we
really
both
enjoyed
enjoyed
this.
it. I'm so glad. I'm so glad we both
This
enjoyed
was
it. I really
one
loved
of
it.
my late night, like I just read this one night while I was staying up.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
like,
Thank
"Okay."
you, Knopf. Thank you, Knopf, for
Yes.
this. And
Thank you for sending this to me.
they sent me a advanced
Finished?
copy and a final copy. So thank you for that. Yeah, so good.
I only got a finished copy, but I really did enjoy it, and
Hmm.
it was, like, a funny what I feel like I kept getting emails that were like, "Sorry, we don't have this for you," and then they were like 2 months later, like, "Guess what?
Yeah, we got some left.
Okay, dude,
Yeah.
thanks."
Yeah, I loved it. Really good. Was this a debut?
I don't think so. I don't
Okay.
know.
Oh no, because
No, all are
she
hidden
has
gifts.
a debut a YA fantasy.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. So anyways, well
This is her
good job
first
on this book.
adult novel.
Good job. Good
Good
job,
job.
Carolyn.
I didn't write it.
Good job, Carolyn. Loved it.
Yeah, I thought this was great. Um, yeah, like it had just enough like unhingedness, kind of like Lily
Mhm.
King, Vladimir sort of vibes, like
Yeah.
to keep me interested, and but never like went fully. Stayed kind of in like the easier to read contemporary
Exactly.
area.
Exactly.
So
It was a good
yeah, like
time.
just enough something. So
Yeah, it did. It did. It was a good time. So, yeah, I really got backed up on my publisher reads during this whole moving time. So, I was really doing well until that hit. But I'm getting back on track. I do prefer to read them before their pub dates, but life
okay,
happens.
we
So,
know
I'm catching
that
up.
I read them whenever I really feel like it.
What's the key phrase there? You read them.
I do, and I do talk about
You
them.
read them. Yeah. Hey, did you put me on the orbit list?
I think I sent it to you.
Okay, that's how I was like, I think Alyssa did this. Thank you.
I sent it to a couple people
Thank you
because
very
they were
much.
like, "Hey, send this to your friends," and I was like, "I will."
Thank you. Because I got the email and I was like, this is no one but Alyssa. I know it. Because I
What
know
did
that
you
I
get?
didn't what would book?
Mm,
Oh, when the first one I got was for
translation
the
state?
Phoenix King.
Oh, I didn't even get asked about that one. I haven't seen
Yeah.
anything from them since they sent me translation state. Maybe because I haven't posted about it other than in like videos, and I should
I've
maybe
seen
do a
a
standalone.
couple emails, but one of them did not really appeal to me. Speaking of Translation State by Anne Leckie, so I started Ancillary Justice. This is
Hmm.
the first book in that trilogy, and I think Translation State is in this world, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
Well,
if I'm not
I'll read it
mistaken. Yeah.
as long as it's not
So,
like part of a series.
yeah.
I think it's its own standalone thing.
Right, right. So, I don't know if that means like characters from this trilogy are appearing, and I don't know all the details, but I did hear that it's in the same world. So, I'm interested in that. I'm hoping to finish this trilogy this month.
Yeah, because I have
That's
like
what
a
I'm hoping.
little pile of books that were books I meant to get to a couple months ago, so
Mm-hmm.
they're kind of higher priority. But as we've already discussed today, but you don't know, listener, I am making my way through the Booker long list because I am an idiot and decided or agreed to read them all before the shortlist comes out.
Yeah, you went there, man. You went there. I knew. I was like, oh, August. I'm not doing it because I need to catch up on my publisher reads, and I really want to focus on women in translation. But you went out there. You already completed what, 2 books?
No, I've completed like 7 books.
Oh wait, how? Oh, you just did 2 videos. I'm lost. Catch me
I've
up.
only have 2 reviews up. I've
Got it.
completed no, I'm sorry. It's 6 books I've completed
Okay.
so far. So I'm coming in on like I guess I'm basically at the halfway point because it's a baker's
Okay.
dozen.
Because that's
So
13.
yeah. So I might start in Ascension tonight. I was thinking of all the little birds. I'm not sure.
Ooh, if you
We'll
start
see.
an Ascension tonight, I shall start it tonight.
All right, then I'll start it tonight. That's my last audiobook.
Yeah.
And then everything else I have to read with my eyeballs, which will be interesting because I will be fighting sleep the entire time. But we
Right.
will do it. I'm very curious about how to build a boat, only because
Yeah.
there's so much back and forth in one of my discords about it. Um, Basically, we have a person that loves it and a person that loathes it, and it's
Oh,
funny watching them fight. But
okay. Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
so I'm curious to see where we are.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm making my way through. We'll see how I
Yeah.
feel. I have 3 of the 6 reviews filmed. 2 are no, I have 4 of the 6 reviews filmed. 2 are up. 1 is going to go up later today or
Okay.
tomorrow. No, tomorrow because I posted one this morning. And then I got 1 to edit and some more to film. So
Yeah.
I'm making my way through.
I think I just watched your review for A Spell of Good Things.
Yeah, I
Um,
was very disappointed in that book.
I mean,
There was so much
it's
potential,
it's a
and there's
good book,
so
but
much phenomenal storytelling that comes out of Nigeria, and
yeah,
this is not that
it
level.
was a good book to me, but the pacing is very slow and weird.
Yeah.
Um, and also, I don't know if you read her other book, Stay With Me.
No,
God,
I've heard that has
so
some
oh, it's got a lot of
criticism.
punches. I would like to Stay With Me better or more, but I don't know. I still like her as an author. I still really enjoy her writing, but it was just it just didn't pack the punch that I thought it would, which is
I
fine.
think it like it's so weird to rank books on like this kind of list because you're like this is the worst book. And I do think so far this is going to be the worst book for me,
Mm-hmm.
but like I don't think it's like the worst book ever. It's just
Right,
like
right.
in these
Just
13
with this,
books, it's
right,
the worst one in my
right,
opinion.
and the
Um
confines of the Booker long list.
yeah, like
Yeah,
I just feel like if she had paced it better,
yeah.
um even that, if you had paced it out better and brought
Mm-hmm.
your characters together sooner or like woven their connections a little bit better
Right.
sooner, it would have been more engaging. But instead,
Yeah.
it was just kind of like constant whiplash back and forth. And then
Mm-hmm.
you would kind of be like with other characters, and you're like, wait, where did that doctor lady go? Oh, there she is. There she is.
Right. I'd be interested to know at some point, if you ever get around to reading her other book, Stay With Me, what you think about that one.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like it could be like Glory for me. Like I didn't like Glory at all.
Right, but you like that
Um,
no names one?
mhm.
Yeah.
I thought that was better done in my opinion.
Mhm.
But it was
Mhm.
also a little bit more straightforward and
Yeah.
didn't have talking animals.
Well, there's that. Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah, yeah, that I so the other one so I really loved Old God's Time. I thought that was really well done and very for me the kind of book that I like that like unravels in a sort of meandering way and sometimes you
Mhm.
don't feel settled in the story but like it keeps you engaged unsettled where you're like
Mhm.
constantly trying to like regain your footing and so you keep plodding along because you're getting
Yeah.
more story as you go and I really thought it was masterfully done and I love anything that's going to shit on the church and it
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
absolutely shits on the church and there's literally no punches thrown. uh
Mm.
it is like fuck you, you pedophiles. And
Whoa. So maybe like
I
giving you even more than like reading Claire Foster's
yeah,
the
honestly,
like
I think it
giving you a little bit more.
mhm.
Yeah.
Um, I think that it was phenomenal, and I know not everybody did, but I thought it was phenomenal. And then, um, this
People in
other
my group said
Ed
the same thing. That seems to be a popular one for them too. They all seem to really like that one.
yeah, and then this
Mhm.
other Eden was kind of disappointing in the sense that, like, the story itself and the stuff that it's talking about and the things that it brings up are really sad and important, and you're engaged with it. However, it's like told in this really like fragmented style that
Mm.
makes it very difficult to connect, and I just
Hmm.
didn't I think it took away from the story a lot. It
Yeah.
was very distracting. Um and so it's sort of just like meh, like it's in the middle now. Like
Interesting.
it could have been really interesting if you had told it a little differently and not
That was a
tried to do
Libra pick for
something.
us too, right? Wasn't it at some point?
I don't recall.
Thought it
Maybe.
was. Hmm. I've
It
never read
might
him
be.
before, but I do have his book, Tinkers, on the shelves.
Yeah.
Um.
Pearl
Mm.
was really good. I think you'd like it. It talks a lot about like being a mom, losing your mom,
Mm.
understanding your parents.
Okay.
Um, there's a lot in there, and I think
Yeah.
it's I really enjoyed that. Western Land was too much squash.
Yeah. I'm hearing
Too much
varying
squash.
things about that. Uh huh.
And
Uh
like
huh.
anytime there's a lot of interesting discussions being had kind of in the mix of all the squash.
Right.
But at the end of the day, it's just too much squash.
Too much squash. Yeah.
But there were some cute moments, and I wouldn't have read it otherwise. So
Yeah.
that was good. I'm not like terribly mad at it. And then what's the other one I've read? Oh, Will I Survive? How
If I survive you.
if I survive you? And
Mm-hmm.
I don't really know how to feel on this because I think individually the stories are fine.
Yeah.
Um, but I don't like that it's told that way. I feel like
Mm.
collectively it would have been more impactful to have been a complete novel. So,
Okay.
but there's a lot of really interesting conversation being had about like
Yep.
race and place and being an immigrant and family and
Yep.
blah 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 blah. So I don't know. I think it'd be interesting to see what else he writes. Like if he writes a full novel, what is that going to be like? I think that that would
Mm-hmm.
be very good.
Yeah.
Um,
But that story collection did make some waves when it came out. So I think
they are connected,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
and it doesn't say no short stories. It says there has to be a cohesive work of
Right.
fiction, and it is a
It
cohesive
is.
work of
Right.
fiction. It's just not
Mm-hmm.
a cohesive novel, and
Right.
I think it may have done better as a novel.
Mm.
Because
Interesting.
there was honestly like one character I was like, who if who is this?
Right.
And someone's like, oh no, they went to his house in the story before this, and I was like, did I
Like,
just
oh, yeah, yeah.
totally block out that guy?
Short
And they're
stories
like,
are hard, man.
and sometimes it's hard for me to connect them in my brain. Like my brain finishes the story, and they're
Yeah.
like, okay, next. So I don't know. I can see it being shortlisted though. It feels like something that they would shortlist.
Mm-hmm. It's funny because normally I do not pay attention to the booker.
Mm-hmm.
I just get excited about the international booker. But this year I was very excited for it. And I think overall the list is fairly decent. I say that because I like when there's stuff on there that I've never heard of before. That's exciting to me.
Yes, there
You
was
know
a
what I
lot.
mean?
Have you seen all like the D Booker booktube stuff of people being really upset, particularly about like Demon Copperhead not
No.
being on there? People are were really upset
No.
about this list
Really?
because like none of most of the books that people predicted were not on there. Like nobody really predicted, and I think that that is glorious.
But
I
that's
really
great. And I
like
mean,
that we
Demon
had
Copperhead has got a ton of critical analysis and rave
Demon
reviews
Copperhead
and
is not rave
Demon
reviews
Copperhead
and
is
not that good of a book, okay? Demon Copperhead is like all of us going ape shit over the Titanic, okay?
right.
We are going to you're gonna forget about it. The time is gonna pass. I mean, it's fine. It's fine. It's not, but like, no, it is not. No, it's just not. I have spent
Yeah.
more time thinking about trust than I have thought about Demon Copperhead since I finished that book. It is
Right.
not that good. And honestly, if you want a book that talks about the opioid crisis in America, you should go read House of Pain.
Empire Pain.
Empire of Pain, not House of
Yes,
Pain.
by
That's Jump
Patrick
Jump.
Radden Keefe. Yes.
You
Well,
should
I'm never
read that.
gonna know about this Demon Copperhead because I don't want to read it anymore. So I decided last year I just don't want to, and I'm not going to. So
I only read it because of the BookTube prize,
yes, I remember.
and
I remember.
I'm not thrilled about it.
Yeah. 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 I do own her book. I've read one book by her. I read Unsheltered, which I did not
Mhm.
love, but I also own the Poisonwood Bible, which is in the attic with the rest of the books, and I'll read that at some point. But I'm not reading Demon Copperhead.
I think it's gonna go the way of Poisonwood Bible, where everybody was really like, "Oh my
Mm-hmm.
god!" And then you're gonna see it in every used bookstore, like dozens of copies. Because
So what?
I don't
So
think it's gonna last. I don't think it's a book that's gonna last.
right. Well, now you got me on like kind of excited. Like I didn't hear about this deep Booker stuff. So what else are they pissed about? What other
Well, they
book are
were
they
mad
mad that?
about. Well, they're. I think the argument in general that's been thrown around is that if this is supposed to be like the prize for the best in literature,
Right.
and something like Demon Copperhead isn't on there, which is allegedly one of the best books of the year, is this a list of the best books?
All right.
There's
So
also a lot of like so there's a lot of people that are, I mean, I don't, I was a little shocked that they didn't give a nod to Salman Rushdie, in all honesty.
really,
I thought for sure they would have put Victory City on the long
I
list
did
just to
not
long
expect
list
to see
him.
that at all.
And not because Victory City is that great. Honestly, if you want the same base story, I would read Keiki, which is like a fantasy novel,
Uh
Kaikey.
huh.
I sorry, it's tough vowels.
Oh, I
Um
know what you're talking about.
so good. So good. So much better as a fantasy novel than a literary magical realism. It is
Right.
phenomenal. And I'm embarrassed to tell you how long it took me to realize they are based on the same story.
Ah. Oh, I
Because
love
that's
it.
how like vastly different they are told. And I kept reading, I was like, this seems like vaguely familiar.
Right. Right. Like, what is this
And then I
feeling
finally was
of
like, you're
similarity
just
that I'm
gonna
getting right
Google
now?
this. And yeah, it's the
Yeah.
same, it's based on the same story. But what was I saying? No, I really thought that they might, but I wasn't like upset. I was like, oh, I'm really kind of a little surprised you didn't do that. But
Yeah.
there were some things like I think that Wandering Souls may be better than like some of the other books that talk about being an immigrant. I really enjoyed that one. So, but it's kind of hard. It's like, what are you subbing in for? Like, because some of these books are really good. And am I subbing in like subject matter? Like, if I have like two books that are about immigrants
Yeah.
or being an immigrant or the immigrant experience,
Right. But
does that sub in there?
I guess I
You know what I
feel
mean?
like there are
But
so
then it feels
many
like we're sort of
amazing books.
tokenizing the books, right? We're like,
Right. We should not
we
be
need to have
doing
a
that.
book about this, and we have a book about that,
Right.
and all of that.
But there are so many good books. They
Yeah.
obviously can't all be on the list. So I just feel like being upset about it is
No,
just ridiculous. You
I
know?
kind of like that. So it was, it sucked trying to make a predictions list because I didn't really want to read a lot of the books that were even on my own prediction list because they were kind of just like too commercial or just things I wasn't really interested in. There were a
Yeah.
handful of stuff that was, it was interesting and good. but I was I was pleasantly surprised. Now, I don't like all of the books that I've read so far, obviously, but like I was pleasantly surprised to have a list of books that I didn't know. It was a lot
Yeah.
more exciting to see the list of books that I didn't know
Exactly.
than to
Exactly.
have a list of books that I have already heard
Right.
about for a while.
That is the most exciting part. I think that's why
Mhm.
I gravitate towards the international bookers so heavy, is because 9 times out of 10, maybe I'll know one book off that whole entire list, and the rest are
It's
all
really
new to
hard to
me.
predict that one.
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah.
so great though. It's just that discovery of a new book and a new to you author. I love that feeling. I love it.
I also I also thought it was a little strange that Shy by Max Porter wasn't on there, only because
A
he's like
lot
a
of people
previous
said that.
winner, and that was really good. Like really, really, really good. It felt like if you were gonna have a previous, but
Yeah,
also the other thing is like you don't know what was actually put forth for a Booker.
right. That's the other part too, right? Yeah,
So we
you
have
gotta
no
submit.
idea. So
We don't.
we
Yeah,
could be out here. They could have like not even submitted Demon Copperhead
right.
because they were like,
Exactly.
that's enough. Like Demon
Right.
Copperhead's enough. We have other investments because you gotta remember books are investments. People
Yes, they
they
are.
make they make a gamble and
Yep.
they give money and they say, we're
Yep.
gonna sell this book and it's gonna give me this ROI. And then if it doesn't, most of the time
Mm-hmm.
you're shit out of luck.
That's
But
it.
say you can get it on the Booker long list, schmucks like me are gonna read it
Right.
and people are going to be talking about it, and then like
Yep.
what if it actually makes it through to the short list,
Oh
and
man.
now
Now
like
you're
the New
cooking with
York Times
fire.
is
Yeah.
talking about it more, you know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
so they could have never even submitted Demon Copperhead.
Exactly. We don't even know. We don't even know.
Like, it's got a Pulitzer.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
fine.
Come on. I think it's gonna be okay. I
That's fine.
think it's gonna
They're going to
be
milk a
okay.
different cow. Let them
Come
milk a
on.
different cow.
Right. Right. They've been
So
milking multiple cows for months.
hmm oh,
I
speaking
had
of
no idea
publishing,
about
did
this
you?
whole D Booker thing.
Oh yes, oh yes, I've weirdly become deep into the Booker world.
That is hilarious.
I know. Did you see that KKR just bought Simon and Schuster?
Wait, what?
So a private equity firm just bought I think it was Simon and
Are
Schuster.
you serious?
Yeah.
Whoa.
And I think it's the same firm that owns Barnes and Noble, I want to say.
Oh, and Waterstones and all that.
After the failed acquisition attempt by Penguin, Simon and Schuster was officially acquired yesterday by private equity firm KKR. Um,
Wow, I don't. Wow. Okay.
so they did own Toys R Us. They owned they own Overdrive, which owns Libby.
Right.
They have Barnes and Noble. And this little question said this little blurb is like, is there more money to be made in the reading racket? Question mark.
Interesting. The whole this is really interesting because what are they looking to gain from this? Seriously, what are they? Oh, I want to be a fly on the wall in those meetings. Oh man. Um.
Well, it's an interesting so it is an interesting collect portfolio collection if you
Yeah, it
own
is.
Overdrive,
Barnes and
Barnes and
Noble
Noble,
and one of the
and a
top
publishing
big five
house.
publisher. Yeah.
So, how does that sway things? How do you sway things into your favor? Do you utilize the other two to increase the profits of the other? I don't know.
This is really interesting. The reading itself, this whole reading community has been an interesting thing to watch, especially
Mm-hmm.
since the birth of book talk.
Mm-hmm. Oh, did you say Book
Because
Talk's getting its own publishing thing too?
I
So,
read that a few months ago, and I
not the
haven't seen.
TikTok, not the
Oh, not
TikTok
that.
thing. There's another thing where there's a company that is starting, and I'll try to find it because I think I saved the video.
Okay.
Um, and it's basically like different creators will have their own, um not like publishing houses, but like like
Mm-hmm.
imprints,
Uh-huh.
and they will like, so like this company works with creators to manage an imprint of books that are like basically essentially chosen or greenlit by creators. So
And
it's
you
like
know what that makes me
creator
feel like?
driven imprints.
That makes me feel like we're going to have no diverse books. Because here's what I want to say to you all. And listen, I'm not on Book Talk. We all
But
know that.
it's an interesting way to get around the whole "what do we do about diversity" question that's probably happening in
Right.
some of these boardrooms.
I I think Book Talk is boring for the most part, so I don't engage in it. I like TikTok. I don't
I
enjoy
like the
being on
cozy
Book Talk.
fantasy lady. I like the cozy fantasy lady.
I don't know who that
And I
is.
like, there's a lady, like her name's Meg. She only
Okay.
really talks about cozy fantasy.
Okay.
Okay. And then
Yeah.
there's the schizophrenic something or other. He reads like a wide range of things, including a lot of nonfiction.
I think I follow
Um,
him on Instagram.
he's always ripping up Malcolm Gladwell books, and then there's like one other like there's a couple like horror people I might follow
Yeah.
vaguely,
See,
but I don't remember their names. Like I don't remember them, but like I do
yeah.
have some horror people that pop up in my feed. But like all the other stuff when it pops up, I'm like,
See,
okay.
that's the thing for me, right? I don't even want to look at a book talk because I don't want TikTok to change I don't want them messing with what I see.
They come sometimes, but like I mean, I've been in Alabama's, brawl TikTok for 48 hours.
I got no sleep that night, Alyssa. No sleep.
I was
Just
working
video
and
after
everybody was
video.
like, everyone's like, "Did you hear about the Alabama brawl?" And it was like my first night off of orientation by myself. And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just trying to get through the night. And so I got home in the morning. I watched like one video and I was like, wow, yeah, that's crazy. And then I got home from work and I watched
Oh,
a lot of videos.
a lot. I am always impressed with how quick people are to create content around like a main event. Like oh, it was hilarious.
hmm
No, so from what I see on especially like Lemonade and then the Facebook bookish groups, those a lot of those readers are very much reading only things they find on TikTok. And what I noticed is it is all very white. So if now you're telling me this company or whatever is going to be like hooking up with TikTok content creators to pick books, from what I see, they don't pick anything diverse. So that doesn't excite me in the least, and it one bit, not at all.
Okay, let me see if I can at least find the name. So if people want to like, you know, look at it themselves. I want to call it Bramble, but that's the new imprint from Tor
Right,
that does like
exactly.
the romantasy stuff.
Yeah, you
So
can have it.
there's like a lot of witch stuff.
So
I gotta get through the witch. I gotta get through all the witchy things I saved.
right.
But to be honest,
I don't know
but
this.
I'm not deep into like TikTok, so like book talk, I mean. So it's not
Yeah,
weird that I haven't seen more about it than the one video I saw, but I have only seen the one video.
yeah,
Fran Drescher, man. Sorry.
yeah.
I have a saved video of Fran Drescher.
You know, yeah. So just looking at things have shifted because of how much money the book world is making off of TikTok is just interesting, and also people themselves. Reading has become something very sexy to do, and it's just interesting watching people who are just getting into reading. Because I see these posts all the time, and it's like, wow, it's crazy they feel that way, but it's almost like they want to tell you that, oh no, I used to be a reader, but I just took a break, and it's like you don't really have to do that. Like even if you never read anything since you graduated high school.
Why
It
is that?
doesn't matter. Like, you don't need to justify anything to anybody, but there is a certain pressure that people are feeling because I see these kinds of posts all the time. Just getting
Mhm.
back into reading after a long time. I used to read all the time as a kid, like
Well,
all
I
day,
don't think
every
it's
day.
I think it's people being like, I wanna so as a content creator, you're like constantly having to evolve so you don't lose traction, right? Like you can't just
Yeah,
stay in one lane forever.
yeah,
Um, like you have to kind of adjust and change if you're going to have longevity, right? So I think there's a lot of people that see the if you talk, especially male creators talking
yeah.
about books, the amount of random men on the internet I've seen reading Akotar is insane.
Right.
Like, are you even enjoying
But
the show?
I'm
But
not
my point is, I
seeing.
think a lot of
Um.
people are dipping into this scene because it is a scene. So
Hmm.
you have those people that are coming in
Yeah.
on top of
Yeah.
maybe other people.
Right. Right.
So it's just a
It's just
very
very
interesting
interesting
mix.
reading these posts. It's like, oh wow, this is the nightclub everybody wants to like get into. Reading. Reading is
Hmm.
the new nightclub.
So the thing is called, because I found it. It's called
Okay.
Bindery Books, and it's Bindery underscore books on TikTok. They finally have some more TikToks up. They are a membership platform for book tastemakers. It's
Oh Lord.
binderybooks.com. What they do, I don't know. Um, but I think it's an interesting little development that is brewing. Um, I don't know how the TikTok publishing thing went because I think everybody was like, "What are these contracts you're sending around? They seem predatory." Um, so I
I
don't
think this
know
is
if
a
that
very
got off.
clever way to make money.
I think it is too.
That's what I see. Just a very clever way
Hmm.
to make money. And we all know that anytime you tie in a membership, that's like giving you reoccurring uh dollars. And that's how you like rope people in to
Hmm.
stay, is just get them into a membership. And
But
also you're
you
giving
got to
people the
provide
illusion.
value.
Right, but you're giving people the illusion of them having real clout by giving them their own
Mm,
imprint. It's very
yeah,
clever, but I see you, Bindery.
so I
I
thought that was interesting.
see you.
I have like enough of a finger on book talk to sometimes see things interesting, and that's all I want. I don't need to go any deeper.
Right. I'm looking at their featured tastemakers now. Interesting. And my question is, are you all basically like talking about the same books? Okay, so this is what I'm finding
I
that's
think they're
becoming very
publishing new
boring.
things.
Oh, they're publishing new
I
things.
think it's a little bit more like an indie publisher kind of deal,
Hmm.
but I honestly don't know what they're
Interesting.
doing. My camera's on a delay. It's really annoying me because I can like see myself and I'm not moving in time with myself. My voice.
So it
Bindery
lets
offers
tastemakers become publishers.
So
All
it
right.
says Bindery offers standard advances of 10K. This is in line with and exceeds most independent presses, where no advanced deals are a commonplace. Bindery authors earn an aggressive 50% of net royalties as compared to traditional deals, which make authors around $1 to $150 a book on a paperback. No, I'm sorry, $1 to 150. I don't have my readers on $1 to $1.50 on a paperback, and 50% of net captures over $3 book for what? I don't know. Um, this means that an author who sells 5,000 books, very achievable when partnering with a major tastemaker. This sounds like a pyramid scheme.
Let me read you something that is that's tricky and also feels shady to me. All right. So it says tastemakers invite core fans into an exclusive community space for access to them and their extended content. Unlike other membership platforms, tastemakers with large communities on Bindery, upon invite, may opt to use a portion of their earnings to fund the publication of new books by authors their community will love. Use your platform to make it possible for an author to get a meaningful book deal, partner with them to bring it to life, and share it in the book's success. They may opt to use a portion of their earnings to fund the publication of new books by authors their community will
Naomi,
love.
this sounds like an MLM.
This is just like, because you know who makes money with this no matter what the hell happens is Bindery.
Bindery.
Okay. Interesting.
So I mean, on the plus side, they don't have a lot of followers. I don't see a lot about it. I don't know how they're doing. Oh my god, but they
Yeah.
do have a bunch of people. Are you looking at the Meet the Community ones? They got that Jason guy, the Easy Cat,
Oh,
Kevin
is that I
Norman.
was on the so I was looking at the bottom on their website where they've got featured tastemakers.
Go to TikTok and they have like 3 of the slides that say Meet Our Community across it when you have them all lined up on the TikTok feed.
Mm-hmm.
They have a bunch of random TikTok creators. I do know a couple of them just because I happen to have seen them. They have their
Yeah.
own little imprints associated with them. This is very strange.
It's very strange. And is this making the publishing industry better or worse? Like, I don't even know.
I don't know. I don't know if it's doing anything at this point.
This is
There's this.
I have to keep my eye on this one. I'm glad you brought this up.
You're welcome.
This is very interesting.
And you know what? It is a very white list. But there is one.
I see two
One.
people of color on this website.
Oh, I saw one so far. There might be more on the website. Maybe like there's more people on the website. Everybody else is very.
Well, I on the website there are featured tastemakers. I see 2, 4, 7, 9 people.
Well,
That's featured. I don't know how many total they have. This is who they're featuring.
yeah. Well, I think it's very, very interesting.
Very much so. I'm looking at the founders now as well.
Bindery handles supplemental marketing activities like review mailings and pitches to pre-publication review outlets, book review editors, targeted media outlets, and other influencers to fully support our books. Okay. Authors' earnings have declined over 40% in the last decade.
Mm,
They're promising pay that's 2 times the industry standard. Oh, they sell foreign translation and audio rights for authors who allow us to represent them, and after term, all rights revert back to the author. I'd be very interested to see what these contracts look like.
seriously. This is hmm. Yeah, this is something.
So, I mean, it's interesting.
It really is. Yeah. Yeah, we got to keep our eye on this one.
Mm-hmm. They will never use AI generated art.
Okay, your subscribers pay monthly to participate in your community, so your earnings come directly from the people who love you most rather than brand sponsorships or ads. Okay.
How much of a percentage does
I
Bindery
don't
take
know.
of your earnings? Is it a better deal than YouTube or Patreon?
Right. Right. Well, it says here, so it says you earn 75% subscription revenue plus 100% affiliate revenue.
Because it's a multi-level marketing scheme.
Yeah.
So do they have to buy in to do this?
That I don't know. So they have a wait list, right? If you click on that where it says join the wait
Hold on.
list, it's just a Google form and it says start a Bindery membership. And you just give them your name or your email and your social channel and, submit it. And I guess when there's space, they'll let you know that you can get in or not.
Why do I want to do this just to see?
And like what and also my question is, what are your guidelines for accepting a quote unquote application for someone to start their own community, their own membership?
This is so weird.
Because how is this different from Patreon?
Because it sells a book? And then where's the value prop? Like, do you
I
have
mean,
any
sells a book
numbers?
where? You know what I mean? Like sells a book where? Like
I would be really interested to see like what, like, is anybody submitting request a catalog? Okay.
yeah, like so if I'm an author and let's say I love this Easy Cat guy or whatever, and I see he's got this imprint and I want to see if he'll publish my book. Like, what's the process for me as a writer to get my book published with Easy Cat's imprint under Bindery Books? What does that look like for me? What does my contract look like, my author contract? And what's that
I'm
whole
very
process look
curious.
like?
I'm very curious to see what all the contracts look like for this. What do
Right.
their
Like, is
financials look
Bindery
like?
the distributor? Are they the publisher and distributor? You know what I mean?
Dynamic bookshelf. I'm joining the wait list, Naomi.
How do tastemakers, authors, and Bindery make money?
They won't pick me for shit, but we're gonna do this. Let's see.
This is so crazy.
Where's my YouTube? Because I think that's really what I use all the time. So let's just get my YouTube.
Right.
Shit, maybe
All
I
right.
should
So
put the
you
podcast
did
on.
say that they offer authors 10K. Did you say that?
Yeah, 10K advance. Where's that money coming from? Who has funded them? Who is backing this? Who's the financial backer of this?
Right. Like, are VCs behind this? Do you get
I have
VC money? Like, what's
so
going
many
on?
questions about this. I need somebody to look into this who knows how to like find all the tax filings and shit. Like who owns them? What are they a subsidiary of?
Okay, so we offer a standard 10K advance paid half on signing and half on mechanicals. Bindery's
Hopefully.
net earnings on all formats are split along the following lines between author 50%, tastemaker 25%, and Bindery 25%. In dollars, this amounts to over 2x the average per book earnings on on a traditional list price royalty.
I mean, it sounds like a good deal for an author. However, where are these books coming from? Like who's how it looks like they're using Ingram, so they're gonna be in like Barnes and Noble and stuff. But like, how are these getting sold? Who is vetting these books?
Yeah, because this is interesting. Like, do you guys have editors? Like, what is going on here?
I don't understand. And there's really not that much on.
Okay, here we go. Tastemakers decide what to green light, weigh in on key select creative decisions like cover design and primarily create content for the audience throughout the publishing journey. The editorial, design, and distribution process will be handled in partnerships with Girl Friday Productions. Now, the lady that has led Girl Friday Productions is a co-owner of Bindery, a co-founder of Bindery. So Girl Friday is going to be doing the editorial and design and distribution process. Okay, Bindery books are distributed through Two Rivers, an Ingram brand, the world's largest book distributor.
That's Ingram Sparks. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And alongside a tastemaker's promotional efforts, Bindery handles more traditional marketing activities like review mailings and pitches to pre-pub review outlets, book review editors, targeted media outlets, and other influencers to fully support our books. Okay.
Well, they have this thing here that says the collaborative process phase, content acquisition. Bindery will partner with literary agents to surface relevant, high quality manuscripts, while the tastemaker will engage the community and greenlight. Production phase, Bindery manages editorial and design processes directly with the author in partnership with vetted editors and designers, whatever that means, while the tastemaker engages with the community around cover design and to share key moments in the process. Printing phase and distribution, Bindery runs the print and partners with the world's largest book distributor, that's Ingram Sparks. It's not that. Almost every indie publisher and every self-pub person partners with Ingram Sparks. The tastemaker builds hype around early copies for the community. The final phase, sales and marketing, Bindery partners with sales reps and publicists to stock nationally and promote, while the tastemaker engages the community to drive word of mouth. It really sounds like, this honestly sounds like, Naomi, you are a multi-level marketing company and you are trying to sell your stupid ketones. And so you have a company that makes the ketones, packages the ketones, brands the ketones, does whatever. And you get poor schlubs to come in and shill your ketones, market your ketones.
Basically.
Get other people to come in and shill your ketones and market your ketones. I'm convinced this is multi-level marketing for books.
So like you said, they're going to be starting by working with literary agents, but they do say, however, individual tastemakers may elect to open submissions to unagented authors from time to time and for limited durations.
It really sounds like you don't want to pay a marketing department.
Right.
So you're going to get these...
Why would you? You've got TikTok
people to join your community for some nominal fee. And they're going to generate income for you while generating a small percentage of income for themselves. I'm very curious. I submitted for the wait list. We'll see what happens, Naomi.
I would like for us to really keep tabs on this, especially when they start publishing books. Yeah. I am invested now. And I guess too, like, it would also be different, like, out of this team of people who co-founded this company, Matt Kay, who's a co-founder and CEO, he's been a book marketer for like Avalon Books, Wiley, and FSG. Megan Harvey, co-founder and president. She's been the chief of strategy at Girl Friday Productions. And then you've got their founding engineer and their art director at large. It's just interesting. I'm gonna be watching. I'm invested in this little project here.
This is why I keep a little like half an eye on books.
Interesting.
It seems a little sus.
A little. Yeah, it does.
It literally
reads
like I said initially.
like I said initially, it's a clever way to make money. That's what it looks like to me.
And like, what's the affiliate portion? Is the affiliate portion getting another creator to sign up? Or is the affiliate
Yeah, that's not
portion
clear.
selling books?
Right.
I
That's not
don't
even clear.
understand the value prop as a creator. What is the value you are proposing you're going to give to me to come on and shill books for you?
Right.
What is it?
Right. Right. Exactly. I don't think they. Hmm. Oh, here's their advisory board. Jane Friedman, former CEO of HarperCollins. Camille Hurst, head of Spotify for Artists. Michael Sippy, VP of. Oh, he's a VP at Descript. Formerly CPO at Outside, CPO at Medium, VP of Product at Twitter. Mike Shatskin, founder and CEO of the Ideological Company. Veronica Belmont, leading tastemaker and director of product at Unity Technologies. Simon Fung, former director of product design at Patreon, former Google and Time Award winning filmmaker. Interesting. Okay. Here we
Here's how
go.
I feel about advisory boards. You know who had a really stellar advisory board?
Enron.
Theranos.
Oh, okay. Listen, here we go. Bindery is backed by Bach Baukunst, Baukunst, a collective of creative technologists advancing the art of building companies at the frontiers of technology and design, along with strategic angel investors from the book publishing and tech worlds.
Oh, so this is funded
So
by
that's
angel investors.
basically. So it's just VC funded,
Okay.
right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah,
Well, we're going to keep an eye on this,
we are, because this is something. This is something.
especially if they come back and say be a tastemaker.
Right. Right. I mean, this is wow. Hmm. Okay.
I'm just looking at the terms. I don't have the like wherewithal to read all these words on my computer right now, but trying to see if there's anything. As a tastemaker, you're responsible for fulfilling the promises you have made to your subscribers regarding the benefits that you will receive for subscribing. The tastemaker must deliver on all promised content. Weird. I know somebody who didn't do that.
Right.
Merchandise program. As a tastemaker, you may choose to include merchandise as physical rewards to your subscribers that they will receive for subscribing. Merchandise may be selected from the Bindery Books merchandise program and will be shipped by Bindery Books. Tastemakers are responsible for the costs of the merchandise, including shipping. Any artwork and other materials shall be your content for purposes of this agreement. Oh, right. So they're even going to have you shill merchandise through their thing so they can make money off of your merchandise. Um, you own all rights
Wow.
in and to your content as applicable. Oh, there we go. And that you have the right to grant the rights described in the agreement. You have paid and will pay in full any fees, royalties, or other payments that are due or may become due in connection with your use of content by the end user. Don't infringe. We know that. You can't be a criminal.
What's the affiliate stuff though?
I don't know. Payments to Tastemaker. As a Tastemaker, you have the ability to make offerings available on the services, including but not limited to subscriptions, automatically renewing on a monthly basis. Bindery Book handles payments issues such as fraud, chargeback, resolutions. Okay, so they do that. Try to provide timely access to revenue. Okay, so that's not helpful. For each subscription purchased by the end user, the price of this subscription, including any sales tax, will be allocated as revenue attributable. Okay, so whatever they'll make. There is a platform fee is 25% of your allocated revenue and covers the cost of. Oh, so there's a 25% platform fee. Merchandise
For
costs.
For the
Bindery
influencer?
Books platform fee. This fee is 25% of your allocated revenues and covers the use of Bindery services. Yeah, so 25% of your revenue goes to them. As that's what that reads like.
Interesting.
They have to register with a third-party payment provider. They do taxes for you. That's nice. Physical benefits including books. Some Bindery book subscription tiers include physical benefits like books and acknowledgement in books once certain subscription requirements are met by the end user. Physical benefits are related to books. Okay, so you could have physically get stuff. There's recurrent billing, subscription cycle, boopity boo, taxes, shipping. Where's this affiliate thing? Refunds.
Right. Where is that part?
Payment methods, cancellation. I don't know.
That's very
Ownership,
interesting.
trademarks.
I
Let me
wish
see
I
if I
knew
can.
these tastemakers to really ask them questions.
I don't see. How do I spell affiliate? AFF LI, right?
ILIATE.
No, it's not even in their terms. So I don't know what the
So what,
affiliate
you're right.
portion
Like,
is.
we don't even know what that means. Okay.
It's all very
Well,
interesting.
definitely keep an eye out for that.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. Yeah. Um, I, I feel like this is not something I wanted. You know what I mean? It's not something I wanted. I'm not excited by it, but it's intriguing to see how they're going to pull this off, and I'm definitely wanting to see what kind of books they're actually going to be publishing.
Yeah. This is
So,
privacy notice. Don't care about the privacy notice. Yeah, I don't. Ooh, what kind of authors are right for Bindery? Our focus is on marginalized and overlooked authors who lack their own platform and desire the production, distribution, and marketing benefits of a traditional publisher. Many authors have found success in other paths, and we celebrate them. Authors should choose whatever path is right for their goals. Boo.
okay, they
I think
said
they're
it.
going to. That seems interesting. This is a very long welcome back episode. I hope you guys are enjoying this deep dive into this potential forgery that is happening.
If their focus is marginalized and overlooked authors, I guess I want to see more marginalized tastemakers.
Yes, and I don't know what that means. Marginalized, I know, but what does overlooked mean? What does overlooked mean?
um I they're probably just thinking, authors that don't have any kind of hype around them.
Yeah. So I think that's going to be it. It's a very strategic word, I think.
It is. All these words are very strategic.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? All of them. Authors who lack their own platform or desire the production. I mean, there's a lot of authors that do have their own platform where they're still not getting any recognition, so that's not really the whole issue. But oh my gosh, this is going to be something else. i
I mean, I
don't
guess
i
this
don't
could
know
have been a
why.
whole episode. I could have saved this. We could have had a whole episode just on Bindery.
I'm serious. I look, there's going to be follow-ups. There's going to be follow-ups, so especially when they put out their first round of books,
Mhm.
that's going to be a special episode.
Well, I would like to ask any listeners if you have seen this, if you see things, because this will be out there in the internet for perpetuity.
Yes.
Um, as time rolls on, if you are listening to this, let us know. Let us know what you have found, what is happening, what you the lowdown. Do people's children say that
Mm-hmm.
anymore? Probably not. You know, I am
Yeah.
very curious about this. This
Yeah.
reads like a scam.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Wow. Oh, wow. Okay. We're watching.
So that's my tea.
That was good tea. That
Yeah.
was mwah, chef's kiss tea. Phenomenal tea.
This is gonna be like the 2-hour welcome back episode.
That was a good one to dig deep into. I'm serious. Oh, I am itching to see what they put out in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, maybe they'll surprise us and actually put out some great stuff.
I mean, look, if it is actually, if it does what they say it does on the tin, and this isn't just fleecing creators so that you can make money, um,
Right.
I think this could be very interesting if used properly, but it's still
Yeah.
very early. We don't know anything. There's literally like, I would love to know numbers. I want to know like, what are your projections?
Yes.
How
We
are you
need the
affording
numbers.
this?
Yep.
Give me your pitch deck.
Yep.
Pretend I'm your angel investor. I want to be your
Ex-
angel investor. Tell me why I should give
exactly.
you your money. My money, I mean.
Exactly. Exactly.
So
Tell me why you think
somebody
this is
get me
gonna
that
work.
pitch deck.
Someone, someone, TBRLowdown at gmail.com. Send it, please.
We take all behind the scenes bindery-ish info.
I'm for real. For real.
Mm-hmm.
We got any secret spies out there? Just send
I
it our
do
way.
wonder if there's like a buy-in portion for these creators,
Right.
because there's no
Right.
information on sign up other than the Google form, which is
Right. And that's not
join the
really sound
list.
that that's just joining the wait list.
There's no
So
information about
nope.
that. It's
Nope.
not in the terms though. There's nothing in the terms about having to pay some sort of fee.
Right. Right. Yeah.
We'll
It's
see.
very interesting. Okay, well,
Yeah.
that was exciting.
We're
Shall we
back,
do some
folks.
book
I'm
recommendations?
doing some investigative journaling.
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
Anyway,
Yeah.
would you like me to recommend a book while you process?
Yes, recommend the book, please. I'm ready for that.
So, so I have a full review of this, but we're just gonna do it again because it is Women in Translation, and that is a little luck,
Yes.
like Claudia Pinheiro,
Yes.
and this is
It's
the author of
behind
Elena
me.
Knows, and you know that that is a favorite of TBR Lowdown, and this is the
Mm-hmm.
newest book of hers to be translated into English, and this was wonderful and different. It's not as like politically charged as Elena Knows is, but there's still
Mm-hmm.
this like beautiful way of unraveling a story that Claudia Pinheiro has, where you she sort of she just has this wonderful way of very slowly and delicately divulging information to you to keep you engaged, and I love the way she unravels the story, frankly. But this is about a woman, and
Mm-hmm.
her name is, it's gonna escape me because I'm old lady, Mary. I want to call her Maria. Mary, and she is living in Boston, or in the Boston area, and she has to go back to Buenos Aires to do like work stuff. She works for like a private kind of school institution, think like Montessori, somewhere that like accredits you in their schooling style. And
Yeah.
she's got to go down and interview these teachers in this school and accredit them or not for the company she works with. And you learn that she's from Buenos Aires. She's not been back in over 20 years, or around 20 years. And there's a reason why she hasn't gone back. And there's a connection between her and that school, and the streets that surround the school, and the town that she, like the area of town that she's in. And you slowly find out what happened 20 years ago. You slowly watch her process the fallout of that, how she got to Boston, how she feels having to have made the decisions that she had to make um, under like really shitty circumstances. And I
Mm-hmm.
think there really kind of is a happy ending here, which you don't really get with Elena Knows. So it's just a very different tone of a story.
Yeah.
Um, but it's phenomenal. And she does this, I said this in my review, she does this sort of like seesawing back and forth where you're getting like um part of the major event, you're getting like part of that story, and then she'll backtrack, and then you'll get a little bit more of the story, and then she backtracks. And
Mm-hmm.
so you're just like constantly seesawing your way into the
Yeah.
big reveal, and it's very addicting. And I love it. I just love it. She's so good.
Nice. Nice. I'm excited to read that this month.
You'll love
Thank
it.
you, Charco, for those advanced
Yes.
copies.
Yes.
All right. My book recommendation was quite a surprise. This is one of the books that I requested from
Is it
Harper
Fourth
Perennial.
Wing?
So thank you, Harper Perennial. Absolutely not. This is The Cherry Robbers by Sarai Walker, or maybe it's Sarah Walker. I'm not sure, but this was quite the surprise of a
Never even
read.
heard of that.
This is such a feminist book. I had a lot of feminine rage going on with this book. So we meet a Sylvia Wren in the beginning of this book, and we know that she is a well-renowned artist. We also know that she is somewhat of a recluse, and there is some reporter, some lady who wants very badly to get in touch with and do an interview with her because she believes that she is Iris Chapel from the Chapel Firearms family. And so we come to find out about Sylvia's background and about Iris Chapel, who, out of her 5 sisters, is the only one that has remained alive. The rest are all dead. And so as we move through the Cherry Robbers, we get introduced to the Chapel family. Their dad is, wow, misogynistic to say the least. He's a workaholic. He's not very attentive to the wife or the children. He's just very much not there, very much about the patriarchy. The mother is miserable. And it's not a hidden misery. It is very much, she tells her daughters, like, she never even wanted to get married. She doesn't even like their father. She feels that, marriage is a burden and has held her back. And while she feels that way, most of the daughters, right, most of the daughters are really excited to get married and to have children and to live that married life. But we start to see that the mother has some kind of a, I don't know, some kind of a gift of like telling. She gets these signs from a sense and things like that. And when she feels like something bad is going to happen, it's because it is. So her intuition or whatever she's got going to her witchy woo woo stuff, like, it's not that she's crazy like everyone wants to think she is. It's real. And so just tragedy after tragedy happened in this family. There's a lot of talk about just women being oppressed and men not listening to them, men thinking they're crazy, men not understanding them. And I'm telling you, like, the rage in me was just boiling over. So I had no idea what to expect from this story, but I was completely in it, and I loved every minute of it. I loved it. The Cherry Robbers. Give it a
I
read.
haven't even heard of that. Is it out now?
Yes, it's out now.
It
Yeah.
sounds really interesting.
Yeah, it is. It is. And I don't know anything about this author either. Oh, okay. So it says on the back that she's the author of the book Dietland, and I do remember that book because then it was adapted into a show that I did watch on TV. So yeah,
I don't
it was
even
great.
know what that
It was
is.
great. The
Well, I'm
Cherry
glad that you enjoyed it
Robbers.
and that I've
I
never heard
did
of
very
it. I
much
do
so.
like when I've never heard of something, you know?
Yeah, yeah,
So, well,
yeah.
that was exciting. This is a very
It was.
meandering episode.
I love it. I love it. It's nice to chit chat, catch up, get our podcasting legs back, all that good
Mhm.
stuff. Yeah, yeah.
So, yeah.
So
If you're
we're back.
not subscribed, please subscribe to the
Mm-hmm.
podcast. You can subscribe
Yes.
over on YouTube if you are watching this. And if you're not watching this, you can watch the full uncut thing with video over on our YouTube channel of
Yay.
tbrlowdown.com. And you can join our
Yes.
Discord. Naomi usually does all these outros, but I'm usurping it for this time.
I love it. I have a question for you.
Oh God, yes.
Okay. Are we still committed to reading Malazan series in 2024?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes, I committed to that.
Okay.
I will be
All right.
committed by
All
the
right.
end.
All right, audience. We're mentioning this again, and in case you're new here, we are going to be reading the Malazan. I think it's Malazan.
I don't know.
Whatever. Malazan series in 2024. Join our Discord because I'm going to start posting over there about this 2024 read along. So if you want to join in, get ready. Start acquiring your books in the series and hop on over to the Discord and let's pump each other up. Let's get ready for this journey. I'm psyched. I am psyched.
What if I hate it?
What if I hate it? I've already got, let's see, 1, 2, 3. I've got 6 of the books so far.
I think I only have 2.
It's okay. It's okay.
I have the first in like one and then the first in another.
Right. So I'm excited though. I feel like we're gonna love it. I feel like it's gonna be right up our alley. And I just hope it doesn't disappoint.
Well, we're gonna find out.
We're gonna find out. So yeah. All right. Is that it?
Yeah.
All right. That's gonna do it for us. We're out of here. No more. We're done. Check you later. Bye.
Bye.